Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. My name is Tess. Today's video is going to be another Mcgrath Holiday Luxe Quad Risque Rose inspired 3 looks. I'm going to just jump straight into the palettes that I use, the things that I found that are similar to create these 3 looks. So if you guys are interested in today's 3 looks, please don't forget to like this video, share with your friends, and let's get on with the video. Okay, so today we're going to dive right into the Carnival bperfect Stacy Marie palette. I feel like if you have this palette, you pretty much already have the Risque Rose. I'm going to just quickly swatch the shades. I'm going to go into the shade right here called Wifey, very pigmented, and it's a black and brown shade, this brown. And then for the copper rose, we can go into this shade. And then there's like a silvery shade. All right, so this is the pink. And this is the dark brown. And that's the copper rose. Okay, I also found another copper rose shade. This is the Colourpop in X's Super Shock. I'm going to swatch it right next so you guys can see. And they're pretty similar tones. Okay, so for the silver shade, I'm gonna dig into the Broken Nix and Knox Super Shock, and I'm gonna swatch it, just show you guys kind of what we're working with. There is a little bit of a purple reflect in this silver as well. Another Colourpop Super Shock, there's like a lavender silvery kind of a tone. So we're gonna use that too. You can just put it on top and give it that lavender pop. If you think this brown is not deep enough, you can always go into chocolate brown. I'm just gonna use my Tati Beauty. I'm just gonna put it on top. It's very, very pigmented and very, very chocolatey. So that's the color story that we're going to work with today. Okay, let's go into look number 1. I don't know what I want to do yet, but I'm just gonna go ahead and use the shade Wifey Fuchsia Pink. I'm gonna, ooh, super pigmented. Wow. That's insane. Alright, I'm just gonna use this pink and try to do like an all over soft eye. I kind of do feel like this year's holiday release is kind of, I don't know, at first I kind of feel like, oh my god, I want these palettes, but then I dug into my own collection. I kind of feel like, you know what, if I normally don't put these shades together, you know, dig into some of the shades that Pat has released, it's likely when I buy it, I probably won't use it. So now we're going to buff it out just to share with you guys if you guys are thinking about like, oh, if you should get the palette or not getting the palette. I think the best way to do it is start doing some looks with a similar color story, and then if you like how the looks turned out, then you can decide from there. I mean, chances are likely if you don't really dig into these colors, put these colors together, you probably won't reach for the palette anyway. So I kind of feel like that's what these kind of a video is about. I kind of just want to start doing more of these since you guys seem to like it as well. Okay, I'm gonna dig into more Wifey. started to like kind of fade it out. I don't want like a super duper cat eye, but just lightly drag it out. Okay, I'm gonna go into this copper rosy tone, and I'm just gonna use my finger and pat it on. Now I'm gonna go into lavender silver shade. I wanna pop it right on the inner corner. Use your finger is the fastest, most effective. I'm gonna go back to the pink, and I want to pop that on my lower lash line. To add some depth, of course, I'm going into Tati's Ritual. The shade is really pigmented, so we're gonna go for more of like a smaller detailed brush, and then we're gonna place that just on the outer. Before we blend it out, we're just gonna do that. Use it as a kind of like a wing liner moment. Seriously, the best way to decide whether to get a palette or not is to put these colors together on your eyes and see if you like the looks that you created. You know, otherwise you can spend $58 and not knowing what to do with the palette. You know, if you don't like the Colorstory, that's another thing. Even for myself, doing these type of videos kind of helped me decide as well. Going back to the brush we just used, I'm gonna buff. Okay, with some falsies and lashes, this is look number 1. Honestly, I don't normally would put these colors together, but there's only 4 colors in the quad. That's why, you know, I feel like the purpose of these kind of videos are trying to help you decide if this is something that you normally would put together. I don't mind this color combination. It is pretty, but on the regular, I don't normally would wear colors like a hot pink. Rarely. If you watch my videos, you sort of will know my style of makeup. So yeah, this is look number 1. Still very pretty, sultry, with a pop of pink. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's move on to look number 2. For look number 2, straight in with the brown shade, and I'm kind of just want to define eyes a little bit. I'm gonna pull it out. And of course, I want to go to a cream white to help blend. That's just with or without the palette or without the Colorstory. You know, I always will go into a cream white cream color to buff out the edges. Let's go straight into the silver shade from Colourpop. It's called Nix and Nux, the broken one that I show you guys. Wow. This shade is absolutely stunning as well. And it really just reminds me of that shade called Lavendery in the palette. I'm like, you know what? I have something similar. It's Colourpop. Definitely a lot cheaper. I'm trying to drag it out. I'm just gonna go back to the detailing tiny brush from Morphe, and I'm gonna work on the outer corner. To go back to this copper rose gold bronzy shade, I want to drag that out. And kind of just like married it around the outer corner. And then we're gonna go back to the silver and just re-intensify that. Just smoke out my lower lash line with the same brown. I'm gonna go into just a little bit of the pink, just a little bit. And I wanna pop that on my inner corner. And then I wanna go into the rose gold and add that to my inner corner as a pop. I want to bring it up a little. The Colourpop cream gel liner in the shade Get Paid for my lower waterline. And I pop on some lash. This is look number 2. We're gonna move on to look number 3. Okay, for look number 3, I'm a little stuck with the color combination. I'm just gonna put the pink like we did on the first look, and maybe we do some sort of halo. That's my thought process for now. I'm just gonna build up the pink, the inner and outer.
Feel better when I'm doing like as we fall apart, you on my mind. Yeah, I'm about as fried as the 5 guys. I'ma ride through the night time.
Okay, switch to that fluffy brush. I'm going to connect the two lightly in the center.
Got this bad through my disposal, but I don't know what to do with it. Yeah, missing you every day. I would hate to let it fade. Pull a boy to your face. Got me done late 8. Can't forget that she fake. Can't forget why I broke up with you, yeah, in the first place.
Silver in the middle.
That you taste. New man, he like okay, but honestly, you're not great. Yeah, we could all do better.
Still really pretty. I want to put a little bit on my inner as well.
Are you in person? It's kind of hard to forget you. It's kind of hard to forget you. This one goes out to the hard time.
I'm gonna bring the pink down my lower lash line. Go back to the dark brown to deepen my outer V.
I don't know what to say. Yeah, you fucking on my day. Yeah, I'm kissing on her face. I ain't even know her name. I don't know what to say. Yeah.
Blending brush and then sort of just blend the two together. By the way, this is not because it's patchy, there's a little bump here, so that's why it looks a little weird, but it's not because of the eyeshadow, it's just my eyelid. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of the leftover and then tug it in this area so there's more depth. Going into the copper rose, that on inner half of my lower lash line. And I'm gonna go and use my finger and press that on. So there's like a little bit of that lavender shift.
I've been had my closure on my feelings, yeah, I wrote them all these words in my
Okay, with some mascara and lash, this is look number 3.
you every day. I would hate to let it fade. Boulevard to your face. Got me down like 8. Can't forget that she fake.
Let me know down below which look is your fave. And now I kind of want to give you guys some of my thoughts after all the color combination, and I honestly don't know if these color combination worth $58 US, just because I am not a pink type of person, and there is a brown in the Colorstory, which I have a lot of browns. You probably already have a lot of browns. The only shade that's really eye-catching is the lavendering, that silvery lavender shade. But I could definitely create something similar with my Colourpop Super Shock. So for that reason, I kind of feel like I really don't need this palette. I think after this video, I would probably forget about this color combination. I probably wouldn't put it together and play with it again. You probably want this palette just because that lavendering shade. I mean, it is really pretty, but you can get a Colourpop Super Shock shadow, you know. Also, another thing to know is that there's no special formula in Risque Rose. There are 2 mattes, 2 shimmers, and yeah, that's pretty much where I land with this Colorstory. I still hope that you guys enjoy the 3 looks that I came up with. It takes me hours to come up with these looks. I hope you guys enjoy, and if you already got the palettes, comment down below, let me know if you love it. Still hope that you can follow along these tutorials to create the looks that you desire. Please do subscribe if you have not subscribed. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.